Alternative meat. What is it? Are we talking about garden burgers here? Not exactly. Vegans have been extolling the virtues of soy burgers for a long time. That's all well and good, but meat eaters have always said the same thing. It tastes awful. Give me my juicy burger. And in some sense, they're right. Veggie burgers are great, but they simply don't compare with a real hamburger. Scientists behind the Impossible Burger have studied this and want the experience of eating an Impossible Burger to be the same as eating a real hamburger. They have studied how the brain processes the sensory input when you eat a burger. The molecule that is essential to that experience is heme. This is what we want when we are eating a burger. They have found out that you can extract heme from plants. The right ingredients mixed together create the illusion of real beef. The brain can't tell the difference between an Impossible Burger and a real hamburger. There is some primal urge to eat meat deep within us, even though we are learning now the dangers of meat eating to our health. The China study recently linked red meat to a higher risk of cancer. There are many benefits to going vegetarian, not just for our health, but for the environment as well. CO2 levels in our atmosphere are astronomically high. The production of cattle is one of the major causes of greenhouse gases. Cattle production wastes a lot of water as well. We have seen the issues with water around the world, and we can't afford to be wasting one drop of it. One burger requires more than 400 gallons of water to produce. We Americans are the major contributor to this problem. We eat 3 times as much beef as the world average. However, animal meat is not the future of protein. Companies like Impossible Foods and Beyond Meat are working to provide a real alternative to beef that will provide protein for the world's population. The 2016 Paris Agreement set guidelines that we need to keep global warming below a 1.5 degree raise. But we need sustainable alternatives that can meet the demand for protein. Getting our protein from beef is not effective. It takes more energy to produce beef for consumption than we are getting out of it. Cows can convert plant-based protein into meat at a rate of about 2.5%. In other words, they are consuming too much to make beef a viable protein source. Environmentalists have suggested even just one day a week without meat would have huge implications for the environment. If we have an Impossible Burger even just that one day, we will still be on the right track. The Impossible Burger reduces water consumption by 87%, uses 96% less land, and has 89% fewer greenhouse gas emissions than conventional meat sources. Opponents of alternative meat say it is not necessarily healthier to have a meat-free diet. Iron deficiency, lack of calcium, and other vitamins are all some reasons to avoid alternative meat. A soy-heavy diet has been accused of breast cancer risks, lower male hormone levels, decreased thyroid function, and other things. However, there isn't really enough research to back up these claims. Tim Carmen, a food reporter for the Washington Post, reviewed the Impossible Burger. He said, after eating more than a dozen Impossible branded burgers, including Red Robin's thick-cut version, which had none of the chin-dribbling juices you desire from a big, sloppy grilled hamburger, I've come to the conclusion that the producer of this meat is a master illusionist. It is also difficult to eat out. After calling around to a few local restaurants, I found it hard to find an Impossible Burger. They are hoping to get it into thousands of restaurants in the near future, but here in the Treasure Valley, I've only found one that has it. Burger King has made a deal with Impossible Foods, and the Impossible Whopper is on its way. It is in limited markets, but they are hoping to have it in all 7,000 nationwide locations later this year. If you can find one, I would urge you to try it. Do a taste comparison and see if your brain is fooled. If we join the alternative meat movement, we can essentially have our cake and eat it too. When we choose an Impossible Burger over a conventional one, we are reducing the environmental impact between 87 and 96%. By consuming less beef, we will be doing our part for the environment, and we can still enjoy that nice, juicy burger experience.